what you've heard in terms of these values and the history of the place, and how you feel that might resonate for you now, or where does that go? Where does that live in you?
My name is Michael Norman. I am from all over the place, but I live in Little River now with my wife Emily. I moved out to California about 10 years ago from Wisconsin for a lot of the reasons that were talked about here. There was something definitely that drew me to California and has kept me here. I think it's true that we're drawn to people with shared values, and I found a lot of them here. I do have a prepared response, if that's all right.
Yeah.
I would say that some of these dreams and values have carried over and some of them have not. Some of the dreams and values that I feel have carried over for some, to some degree, at least in Mendocino County, are personal liberty, independence, self-sufficiency, a disillusionment with and a rejection of the traditional American lifestyle, a strong sense of community, and a strong distrust of governmental authority. I tell you now that from my perspective, having lived in many places outside of beautiful Mendocino, and living in this society at my age, that this movement was ahead of its time. We could sure use a modern version of this right now. The values that attracted so many to the movement then are in need now, perhaps more than ever. If the Back to the Land movement and those like it had succeeded in effectively instilling humanism, collectivism, and sustainability into the larger American populace, then perhaps we wouldn't be in such a mess as we are now. I admire the radical approach of the Back to the Land movement because when we are so marginalized by our political, governmental, and economic systems that we feel we no longer have any real say or control in the matter, some of us do what we must. I, for one, do not wish to be a passive accomplice or complicit in our society's perverse model of endless economic progress. The notion of turn on, tune in, and drop out is thus extremely seductive. Now, I've never lived in a commune before, and I understand that there are challenges that arise under that model that need yet to be figured out. But I know one thing: human beings do live better in community. So to me, the challenge we face is how can we do that better? Our people, our communities, our environment are crying out for us to find a different and a better way together. This requires us to identify that which is dysfunctional and fix it. Profound dysfunction requires radical change. We need leaders who can actually lead us towards something good. We need voices now, seemingly more than ever, that can influence us all towards those good values again. We must reorient ourselves again towards community and away from individual enrichment. Venture not far outside of our bubble here, and you will in short time be confronted with the stark reality that many of these values and dreams for a transformed world of equality and fraternity have in great part died on the vine. Despite the great utopian vision that many Back to the Landers had for themselves as individuals, our communities, and for society at large, we remain, and perhaps to an even greater degree now, a hyper-individualistic and deeply divided consumer culture.